hey, he's surrounded by all the BBC he can get. So why would Diddy be upset? He should be in heaven. You have inmates who are in prison who knows that they're HIV positive or they have full-blown AIDS, and they have made a pact. When they get out, they're going to infect as many people as possible. See, this is why a lot of y'all that been going to them Diddy parties, man, like PDK. This is getting worse because sources say that Diddy's being denied his special HIV medication, man, and he seems to be deteriorating even more, man. Hey, that's the one.
It's getting nasty in Fort Dix since Diddy stepped in there, because it's now being reported that there is currently a raging HIV outbreak in there. And according to the prison doctor who spoke exclusively to TMZ, he believes it's because Diddy is being denied his HIV medication. Word on the street is that freak-off parties have been going on as usual, and just like how he used to do it when he was a free man, protection is an afterthought. Apparently, some of the inmates have been joining in on the mess, and they've all allegedly caught HIV from the diddler. People were unsure if the rumors that Diddy was infected were true, but from the looks of it, there seems to be some truth to it. Now, when it comes to the exact reason he's being denied his medication, it is the messiest thing you'll hear today. Now, this entire mess about Diddy's status started going crazy on the internet a couple of days ago when news broke that he had been thrown into solitary confinement for getting into a nasty physical altercation with an inmate. According to the reports, the whole fight popped off after another inmate made a slick comment to Diddy about messing with one of his side pieces. At least that was what they told us, till this tea about his HIV medication got spilled. A spokesperson for the Federal Bureau of Prisons told News Nation that, for privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not release information regarding the conditions of confinement for any inmate, including housing assignments, nor do we discuss whether a particular inmate is the subject of allegations, investigations, or sanctions. Now, as I said, at the time they had TMZ telling us this was really just a silly little fight about an inmate commenting on Diddy's women. But from what is going around now, it seems it was way deeper than that. And it also makes sense why Fort Dix prison was hesitant to talk about the situation. The last thing they want is for the public to find out that one person is allegedly single-handedly causing a massive HIV outbreak. So apparently, Diddy may or may not have HIV, and since he stepped foot in that prison, he has been having back-to-back freakouts. It's also being speculated that he has been getting denied his medication. Now, it's unclear why they would do that, but from the looks of it, someone in the industry is out to get him, and they are paying big Benjamins to make sure he doesn't get that medication. That's the only possible reason that can explain why he wouldn't be getting his medication when they know he needs it. However, it's backfiring because the people he's messing with in there are catching it and spreading it to others.
You know, Diddy got into a fight. He got into an altercation, people, because they said Diddy ain't no punk now. Now, Diddy may like him some BBC. Diddy may like some 1, 2, 3. Diddy might have a jalapeno. Diddy may be, allegedly be a cold and all that stuff. But one thing, Diddy ain't no punk. And they said that another inmate, said some things to Diddy about his manhood and possibly his alleged STD. And hey, they said Diddy wrapped his hands around the boy's neck and started squeezing and got sent to the hole. But see, here's the thing, man. In a lot of prisons, you might get denied your special medication. And word on the street is, man, that he might be getting denied that special type of medication. That's already hard to get. You understand what I'm saying? Since he's locked up, but he can't get it. But hey.
But here's where things get crazier. The source that spilled the tea about Diddy allegedly giving out HIV like candy on Halloween also implied that another reason he keeps getting in trouble, knowing good and well that it's only going to get his sentence extended, is because he is having the time of his life with all those men in there.
I don't know why Diddy complaining. I don't know why he complained, because he got all the flashlights. He got all the flashlights he can get. Because you had Sly Diggler over there, man, like this. In that movie with Diddy, Daphne Joy, and Diddy. Diddy couldn't even, man, hold his stuff with two pinkies. You got Sly Diggler over here, man, with two hands, man, and still got this much, man. Hey, he's surrounded by all the BBC he can get. So why would Diddy be upset? he should be in heaven. It's like Diddy went on a really is loving where he's at because he's surrounded by everything he wants. You got to realize on the street, he got responsibilities. People always asking him for stuff. You can't get no sleep. But over here, man, he's having his way like Burger King. He got all shapes and sizes. Because I personally can show you a video where Diddy said, man, I like to be around all types of different man. Hey, man, but who says that?
And when you think of it, this also checks out because that's really all he's been doing since he was thrown in there. And this is a trend when it comes to these DL thugs who can't seem to stay out of prison. At some point, you just can't help but wonder why they love being in prison so much. Then you find out all the stuff they've been getting up to in there, and all of a sudden, it makes sense. If y'all remember, not too long ago, he got himself in trouble behind bars after getting caught with that infamous prison alcohol drink, moonshine. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, baby, it's basically homemade jailhouse liquor made out of whatever inmates can get their hands on. It was described as murky liquid made from Fanta, apples, and sugar that had been left to ferment for weeks in a plastic bag. Known among inmates as Pruno, the hooch is notorious for its toxic potential, often contaminated with bacteria or even laced with cleaning chemicals. According to TMZ, Diddy got caught right when they were about to move him from his old unit into a new one. Apparently, the new unit was supposed to be better, cleaner, and probably a little more comfortable than where he was already staying. But after this little prison alcohol situation, they said, nope, he can stay exactly where he's at. And honestly, that makes sense because, first of all, making and drinking that mess in prison is illegal. Second of all, Diddy made a whole dramatic moment during his trial, telling the judge this was supposedly his first time being sober in 25 years. So now people are looking at him like, sir, were you lying to the court this whole time? Because if you're really sober, why are you getting caught with prison-made liquor? The math is not mathing. But here's where things get even crazier. A source said Diddy wasn't just risking poisoning himself with that homemade prison drink. He may have also made himself a target for other inmates to poison him on purpose. The source basically warned that prison alcohol can be extremely dangerous because inmates make it with whatever they can find, and it can be contaminated real quick. They even said it could cause serious harm like blindness or organ failure. Now, mind you, before all this mess about him allegedly causing an outbreak, there had already been rumors about him possibly having HIV, when a man identifying as a John Doe accused him of allegedly SAing and infecting him at a Hollywood party. The man said he was offered a few drinks. The next thing he knew, he was in bed with Diddy getting his cheeks clapped back to consciousness. The suit read, and I quote, "One night, Doe claims he was driven to a house in Valverde near LA for a Diddy music shoot, followed by the after-party hosted by Diddy, who he says spoke with him several times. Doe says there was an abundance of snow powder, the trees, and booze, but he says he stuck with alcohol and did not consume any of the substances on offer. He says after consuming 2 to 3 beverages, he began to feel off, but he says he thought the wooziness was from not eating much food that day. Doe claims he was led into a room as he started to black out and says his next memory was of being touched from the back door by an unknown person before he passed out. After Doe regained his senses, he later went to a clinic to get tested, but the results came back negative. He claims he was retested months later and learned he was infected with HIV, which did not show up on the initial tests. As usual, people had their thoughts about all this. Like this person who said, Diddy has had it for years. He's had herpes for way over a decade and HIV a long time because his old girlfriend from a while back died from it. Another person said, I'm sure that he is getting medication. He just isn't getting the expensive medicine that Magic Johnson takes anymore. But now I want to know your thoughts. Do you really believe Diddy has HIV? And what do you think about him allegedly being denied medication? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.